All right, Troy from Quad Standard Labs here. We have yet again gone naked. So, a few years ago when we first started, we were still offering naked GoPros, mainly Naked GoPro Hero 6 at the time, which this is actually a Hero 9. We used to offer it and we cut it off and on from time to time as we had time. The problem was even back then, there just wasn't a lot of really great products on the market to really build a naked hero the right way consistently over and over again. And we just found that over time we were just spending a lot of time on building these things and perfecting them and testing them, and we just weren't really happy with the overall kind of quality, so to speak. So again, we kind of stopped selling them. I've had a lot of requests to do naked heroes again. Uh, and I just honestly had never taken the time in the last year or so to really take a look at the Hero 9s and 10s and understand the options out there to really put together a good, solid quality build. So after talking to some folks, Chris Teal over at Drone Co. as to how he does theirs, Kim Tang, I've always followed his work, just kind of watching and seeing, decided to start doing it again. We had a client that really wanted a Naked Hero 9 with their snapshot build, and they said they'd send us the camera, and I have a Hero 9 as a backup just in case, and I figured might as well do it. So here is our new Naked Hero 9. It's going to be the only one we offer for now. The Hero 10 we can do, and if you want to request it, email us, talk to us. We'll talk to you about it. I'm not really comfortable offering the 10 yet. There's some heating issues, even some power issues that I've seen and heard about, that I just don't want to, again, get back into a non quality product. So we're going to give you a quick walk around and an introduction to the Naked Hero 9. So when you get yours, if you buy one from us, you know what you're getting and you understand how to operate it. When you get it, it'll be like this. You'll get it back with all the new in-case stuff. We'll send all the parts that kind of came out of it just in case you need them or want them for some reason. All the little screws and stuff. We'll include the rear panel display, which you will need to use to do an initial setup of the camera. We will not be activating or setting these things up. So you will need to kind of go through and do what you want there. So the rear camera, or a rear panel, I mean LCD, plugs into on the rear here. There's a opening, and in there you'll see the LCD pad. This pad or this connector is going to connect just like this. So lay it down away, so where the ribbon cable is towards the camera, and you're going to want to be really careful to make sure you line this up. But you're going to get it lined up, and I like to use, and we'll include one of these, a little poke stick. It's called a spudger, actually. It's plastic, but be careful. But just basically get on the top of the ribbon cable, and you're gonna plug it in. Uh, Again, don't force it. You're really just trying to make sure you find the right spot. It'll just really softly, gently click in. And now your LCD, when the camera is powered on, will work. To power it on, you're going to need to connect power to it. The cable that's going to be hanging off here is actually the fan power, which I'll explain in a minute. You'll also have the cable that needs to be wired up and sent to VBAT. You can power this with all the way up to, I believe, 6S. Um, and you should be able to just power this directly off the VBAT. There is also going to be a yellow wire for the signal that if you want to wire up the record feature that allows you to auto record, you can do that. Um, we will also include the other side of the fan plug and a BEC that will already be soldered. That will also want to be soldered directly to your VBAT rail with this. That's going to provide you clean BEC power to power the 5-volt fan that keeps everything cool. And we want to do that off of its own independent BEC. So again, you're going to wire to your build the power here to the VBAT, and then you're also going to wire the BEC to the VBAT. Once you do, you'll have two plugs that plug into the camera in order to power the camera, and as well as that fan. You'll go ahead and just plug those in after it's mounted and everything, and you can power on the camera. Again, you're going to want to do that initial setup stuff, whatever you want to do, wireless and all the different connectivities and all those things, setting your time and date if you want. And that's going to kind of help you get everything going with the panel. We also include the battery in the battery box that still has its original plug. This is going to be used for updating the camera. Your camera is going to ship with stock firmware. If you want to update it, you're going to have to actually open it up. And so you're going to take off the 4 rear panel screws, lift that rear panel off, and you'll be able to see where this connector goes. We'll do a separate video on updating firmware later. Basically, you're going to plug that connector in, plug the battery in, and then you'll be able to power up the camera, and you'll be able to do any kind of updating you want that way. This thing is, like I said, going to ship with just stock firmware as it goes. So you will want to keep this handy and keep the battery charged. You may need to get a GoPro charger, or if you have a standard GoPro, you can use the same battery charge it that way. Just know that you will have to open it up to do that. But again, we'll make a video about it. Not that difficult to do. So that's your camera. You do have, the last thing I guess I should show you is your power and your record buttons are back on the back. So push and hold the power button for a few seconds when it's powered on and it comes on. Push and hold the record button, or not hold it, just push it, and that's your record button. Your power button also, once on, is going to cycle through your modes, and those modes will be displayed here on the front. We will include the front display. So that's the walk around the new Naked GoPro Hero 9. The 10 essentially would be the same, but again, we're not going to really be offering the 10 right now. Fly safe, fly smart, just fly. Peace.